Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to talk about a stock that I think you guys should invest in. It's one that's going to do very well over the next coming years. I've talked about it before, but I want to talk about it again because today I had a great day. Before we get into that, be sure to like the video, also subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content and want to see more. I'd really appreciate it. We're almost at 50 subscribers now. And yeah, I appreciate the support a lot. Thank you guys. Be sure to comment down below what stocks you want to see me cover too. And without further ado, the stock we're talking about today is, you guessed it, AMD. So this stock is $105 per share. It had a very great day. It was up, almost 5% at one point here today. It was up 5%. And now it's kind of leveled out. It's, up around 4%, including after hours right here. It's had a good past week after today, this stock. But all time, you can see this stock is very down. It's down 45% in the past year. The past 5 years, this is a great company. This is a company that's done very good things. You see Lisa Su, the CEO of this company. Very impressive CEO. She joined the company when it was around, $2 a share. And ever since then, it's been, it's taken off. We can see that it was a lot more, though. This is why this is a value play on this stock, is because this stock was trading in the 200s for a while here, and it hasn't gotten back up to that. We can see that the 52-week high is actually $193.80 right now, and the stock has not reached that. It actually has a 52-week low of $94. This stock's value has been cut, in half in the past year here. It's a very scary time for some people to buy this stock, but I believe in it heavily. I have over $6,000 invested in this company. It is 42% of my portfolio, almost 60 shares in this company, and I just want to show you guys why I think you should also invest in this company. It doesn't have to be 60, or it doesn't have to be 40% of your portfolio or $6,000, but I think that this is a very golden opportunity, and if you have a little bit of extra money, putting it in AMD could be very beneficial to your net worth. So I want to check this out today, right now. AMD's stock did jump a great amount today. Definitely helped out the portfolio today, but we can see it's up 4% today. It hasn't done this in a while. So the Motley Fool posted something, a little write-up on AMD's valuation is climbing today, following news that some of the company's latest graphics processing units, GPUs, have been selling well in Japan. The company's RX 9070 series gaming GPUs are selling out, and the tech specialist is facing production constraints. So this GPU news is actually very, very good for the company. AMD, if we look at this investor slideshow right here, if we look at the sectors of, where their company performed good, and, where their company performed kind of bad, year over year, we can see, actually, if we go down here, I'm trying to find it right now, but oh yeah, if we look at the data center revenue, up a lot. It's up 69% year over year. This is their leading money, cash cow, money making part of the business. And then we look at their client segment, up 58%. Two amazing numbers. And then we look at their gaming segment, which, is the GPUs, the graphics cards, the processors, the CPUs, monitors, things like that. They're down 59% year over year. They've dropped more than half in revenue on this one. Operating margins also gone down. So this is a sector of their business that is not doing so well. That's really pushing their revenues down. This is $0.8 billion we're talking about right here. That's not a small amount of money, especially for a company whose market cap right now is $170 billion. This is definitely going to take a hit to your business if you're performing bad on that. And they've also dropped in the embedded segment. But that is why this news, I think, is very reassuring, is because they're actually selling out on these GPUs. They're winning 45% of the Japanese gaming GPU market. It's not immediately clear what time period or sectioning the company used for its estimate, but the tech specialist said that it's aiming to hit a market share of 70% in this space. So if AMD has slowed down on their gaming segment, which they should do, it's losing money for them, which is, it sucks, but it's also not the end of the world. This isn't the main part of their business, but it is a part of their business that still can be profitable and will be in the long term, I think. And that's why, them aiming for the 70% and them selling out, I think this is a very good sign that the company's going to, do very good things in the future in this segment. They're already doing great things in, the data center segment, the client segment, And then this one didn't drop as much, but still dropped year over year, the embedded segment. So there's a lot of parts of the business where AMD's actually doing very good. Their record revenue was hit this quarter, 2024, the previous quarter. It's up 24% year to year. Their data center segment is up 70% year over year. That's very quick growth, very high growth rates right there. Definitely like to see that. And then we can also see that their record revenue also, data center segment revenue up 94% and their client up 52%. This is records for this company. It's very, very good and very reassuring that this company is doing this good. We can see, and their stock price has fallen so much because of the uncertainty, and because the market has also been going down recently, but just the past 3 years for this company has just been all red. If you just go back, you could have invested right here in 2021 at $154. You'd be down almost 30% right now. So that would suck. You hold a stock for 3 years right here, almost 4 years, and you're down 30%. And if you would have invested in the S&P, the SPY, 4 years ago, you'd actually be up a pretty good percent, 50%. So you would have. So do you want to lose 30% or do you want to make 50%? I think that's a pretty easy question for people to answer, but it's all about when you invest in these companies. When it comes to single stocks, I think that timing isn't all of it. It's definitely time in the market is more important than timing the market. Famous quote right there. But I think that when you do buy these stocks for cheaper, it definitely lessens your risk. If I were to buy AMD right here and I had the same, sentiment about the company and I felt the same way, I'd feel fine with it being at this price. I'd dollar cost average. I'd feel fine if I still felt the same way about the company. But now I feel the same way about the company, and it's just half the price. So there's no reason not to buy it. That's why it's such a large part of my portfolio and why I believe in it so heavily. And there's another reason that I believe in AMD so heavily, and it's not actually because of AMD. It is because there's a company that AMD acquired, and that goes by ZT Systems, and they're actually hyperscale solutions providers. So you're not in the wrong boat for being confused of what that means. I'm still not 100% sure, but it says right here, strategic acquisition to provide AMD with industry-leading systems expertise to accelerate deployment of optimized rack-scale solutions addressing $400 billion data center AI accelerator opportunity in 2027. So that's a lot of money. $400 billion, that is a huge opportunity, and that is the estimate of where, it's a big estimate, but that is where AMD thinks that this is going to be. AMD has agreed to acquire ZT Systems in a cash and stock transaction valued at $4.9 billion, inclusive of a contingent payment of up to $400 million based on certain post-closing milestones. So they bought this company for a great amount of money, almost $5 billion. But it's in an industry and in a space that is, it's aimed to be $400 billion, worth that much. And this is the leading provider of this, this service, the ZT Systems. They're the leading provider of an industry that's poised to be worth that much, and they bought the company for $5 billion. They're not even worth that much right now. That's just off of potential what they bought it for. So, and I think you gotta, when you buy a company, especially when it's 42% of your portfolio, you have to believe in the company and what they're doing. You gotta believe in Lisa Su, who I believe in, because of what she's done for this company. I feel very confident that she's gonna do the same thing and that things are gonna work out how they're supposed to. But you have to feel in your own self, and when you're buying the stock, you need to ask yourself if you feel confident with what the CEO is doing, because I think this acquisition is great. I think that a lot of money is going to be made from it, and if AMD weren't to acquire this company, I don't know if I'd feel the same way about AMD as a whole, because of how much the ZT Systems adds to the company and how compelling it is that the price is this low for this stock, AMD, and they have all of this potential. I think the risk to reward is very unbalanced here. I think the risk is extremely low in comparison to where the reward can be. I think that it can definitely rise by hundreds of percentage points in the next coming years. I'd say 3 to 7 years is where I want to hold the stock, somewhere between there. Hopefully even longer. Hopefully I have no reason to ever sell it. But yeah, you can see they're rising year over year. They're beating estimates. I'm buying heavily for this one. No sells, just pure buys. excuse me. I mean, this is just a great company. I think they're well positioned for share gains in CPUs and capturing a piece of the AI pie. Love Morningstar, believe in them a lot. They said the fair value is 140. I agree with that. I think the fair value is 1,000. No, I'm kidding, but I think the fair value is very high. And if we look over at AMD's actually number one competitor right here, who has been slightly more successful, maybe some would say a lot more successful over the past couple of years. It's been, or over the past decade or so. It's been Nvidia. They're the most expensive company in the stock market, the highest market cap. And this is a company, look at the past 5 years, they're up over 2,000%. If you invest in a company and they rise over 2,000%, you probably made a pretty piece of change right there. I think you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself. And if you're in a company that went up 15,000%, you're probably not watching this right now. So this is obviously a great company, but they're in the same exact space as AMD, and they've been the extreme leader in this space for quite some time now. And I think it's time companies are going to start going against Nvidia. They don't want to see Nvidia be at the end of the day, all these companies are competitors with one another. Google, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, all of them are trying to do the same thing in this computing space and providing cloud services. And a lot of everything that they're doing is very similar. There's a lot of advertising space. There's a lot of, just that kind of, their revenue comes from the same places. So they're very much, as much as they want to work with each other, they're also very competitive with each other because they want to take all the market share. They want to be the biggest and best company. And that's why I think over the next coming years, companies are going to side with AMD. There actually are a lot of companies that use AMD right now. Let's see right here. What companies use AMD GPUs? Because as it's widely known, NVIDIA is definitely the leader in the GPU space right now, but I think AMD is very close. We could see Microsoft actually uses AMD GPUs. They want some cheaper GPUs that are almost as good as NVIDIA, and I think with time, AMD could make better GPUs than NVIDIA. I think that obviously NVIDIA isn't going to stay the best GPU company forever. They have that right now, and they're very well set over the next couple of years, but not even the next couple of years. I think over the next year or two, NVIDIA is set. But after that, I think demand can drop. There might be an AI bubble. Some will say that's a lot of speculation, but I think AMD is very well set. I think they're very well positioned to be a company that is one that you're buying right now, especially under $100. They were a must buy. I couldn't stop buying it there, but $105 even, that's very close. And then even when it was a $120 company, it was a must buy. So I think that this company is very, very well set to explode over the next couple of years. Very, very cheap for what they're going to do. And yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. I'd say buy AMD. I think it's a generational buying opportunity. It's definitely one that can make you a millionaire, make you rich, make your family rich, make your bloodline rich. I think AMD is very, very great stock. So yeah, be sure to like the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Comment down below if you want to see me cover a different stock, or let me know how you guys feel about AMD, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.